Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. So today's video is going to be a bit of a therapy session. I've tried to film this a couple of times now and I'm trying not to cry too much. Yeah, it's going to be a therapy session for me because I do feel like talking about my struggles really does help me. But also every time I put on my Instagram what I've been going through, my mini breakdowns, people reach out and say they're so thankful for me like voicing what I'm going through because they're going through it too and they feel less alone, and it's good, you know, they just don't feel alone. So I thought I'd do this video for YouTube, just basically talking about my struggles in motherhood and my feelings and everything that's like really been going on with me mentally and a bit physically as well. I don't really know where to start. I feel like there's still a vision that mothers should just be grateful to be mothers, and that, you know, we shouldn't, you know, everything should be about our kids and we shouldn't put ourselves first, you know, we come last, and generally that is the case. But I just feel like when you're not 100% yourself, how can you be 100% a mother? And I definitely have not been the best version of myself as of late, and obviously that's not what my kids are getting either. Sorry, I'm going to try it my hardest not to cry in this video. So basically I had gone through the newborn stage and that was tough. That was tough as hell, but I feel like this period is actually worse, or worse for me mentally. The newborn stages were tough and I was sleep deprived, and it was all a new kind of balance in life. And you know, Isla's behaviour was a bit wild because she was adjusting too, but we came through it. And yeah, I started to feel a lot better. I felt more like myself. Elodie was basically sleeping through the night. Things were really balancing out in terms of life. We were getting in a good routine. I was investing more time in myself. I got myself a Fitbit. I was making sure I was doing my steps. I was eating a lot more healthier. I had more energy. I was positive. I was motivated. I just felt really good. Like before that, I felt like I was like living in a haze. I had like no energy, and yeah, I just had that mum brain fog. I just really wasn't doing great, and I pulled myself out that hole. And I feel like that's what made this situation worse, because if I had just transitioned from the newborn days into this 4-month sleep regression period, which has carried on a lot longer. Now I will talk about the sleep issues in another video. This isn't really going to be about the actual issues with her sleep, but it's predominantly around these struggles. So yeah, if I had just gone into this, I don't feel like it would have been such a shock, or I would have been feeling as bad. It's just that I had that, like, I just clawed myself back, that little bit of me, and I feel like I've lost it again, and I'm finding it really, really hard. And I feel like this time round it's harder because I'm being more overstimulated with crying and screaming and like being touched out. So one of my breaking points was the other day, and Elodie just wasn't going down to sleep, and I was rocking her, and Isla was about because she was in the nursery, and Isla just kept, every time I nearly got her down, Isla just kept coming in and waking her up. Because how do you tell a toddler to be quiet and stay out of the room? I just don't understand. Like, she grasps it for a couple of minutes and then she just forgets, and this was like going on near enough an hour. And I was just getting so angry, and you know, my irrational mind was blaming my toddler, saying, oh, she's causing her to wake up. I was getting really angry with Isla. I wasn't like blaming Isla to her face. This was like my internal monologue, just being really stressed out, and I was feeling really guilty that I was blaming her, even though it wasn't her fault. But it was just a situation. I'm like, I'm living in this repetitive nightmare of I can't get one of my children down to sleep, the other one's like waking her up. And I got to the point I was getting really snappy and angry with Isla, and I was just, you know, I put Isla in her room, and she's got a gate across it, so I didn't shut her in and shut the door. I just put the gate across so she could obviously see and hear outside the room. But then she was having a mental breakdown because I ended up locking her in there, and then Elodie was just kicking off, and I just had to put her down, and I just walked off, and I just sobbed and sobbed and sobbed for about 2 minutes, and I had to like do that and then come back and compose myself. And I just felt like I'm just living in this never-ending nightmare of these children that can't be put down, that just cry. I'm just crying. I've got this toddler hanging off my leg, this baby in my arms all the time, just crying at me. And I was like, why does it have to be so hard all the time? I feel like losing my, I feel like I'm losing my temper so bad. As I said, like, I'm blaming Isla, and it's not really her fault. She doesn't know, she doesn't really understand. And then I feel so guilty about this, but I was just like, honestly, I feel like the worst mother ever. But I was just like, Elodie, will you fucking go to sleep? Like, saying that to my 5-month-old daughter, because I just completely lost it. And I've done that a few times. I was like, you know, when I'm rocking her for over an hour a night, and I've got, you know, just really just fucking go to sleep. Yeah, I just feel so guilty about that. It's really pushed me to my limits. Because as I said, I'm just tired, I'm shattered, I'm overstimulated. I just feel this like anger and rage like inside building up, and you know, I'm snapping at my kids, and they don't deserve this. Yeah, it's been really tough. There's been a lot of mum guilt. I feel really guilty because, you know, I feel very, very stretched as well, because especially sleeping, because yes, sometimes Isla just will not leave me alone, wants to come in the room, and other times like she's okay to have her iPad. But then I'm stressed out because, say I'm trying to put Elodie upstairs here and she's down in the living room, I still, you know, even though 9 times out of 10 she will just sit there and watch her iPad, there's so many things that go through my mind. What's she doing? What's she touching? Has she eaten something? She could choke if I'm not watching her. And then I get really, really stressed out that she's like out of my sight as well, and I don't know what she's getting up to. So I feel like I can't win, because I feel like if she's in the room causing her to wake up, that's stressing me out. If she's not in the room and I don't have sight on her, that's stressing me out. Like, honestly, I just feel so pulled in, like polar opposites. Like when I have to look after my kids, and sometimes I feel really guilty for Isla, because she is patient and she is waiting, and she's waiting for mummy time. And you know, I've tried to, like, when I've got Elodie down overnight a bit earlier, she likes having a bath with me, and we try to get a little bit of time there, but then sometimes she's cut short because Elodie's waking up, and I've got to just jump out the bath and do it, and then I've got to obviously drag Isla out the bath really quickly, and she's like, well, why, you know, you said we could have a bath and we've been here 2 minutes. And obviously I've got to get her out because I can't leave her in there, go sort out like a baby, because this is another thing that really stresses me out. It's the amount of floors we've got in our house. So our bedroom's the 3rd floor, and that's where Elodie sleeps at night. And then on the 2nd floor we've got the bathroom, Isla's room, Elodie's nursery, and then obviously downstairs. And then sometimes like I can't just jump out the bath, leave her there. That would obviously panic me, because I don't know how long a set was going to take with Elodie, and I just feel really guilty because I feel like I'm cutting my time short with Isla. And then, yeah, and then one of the nights, well, quite a few of the nights, I had tantrum after tantrum. I feel like Isla was really picking up on my stress towards the end of this. And I just want to say that I'm sitting here now, but I am coming out the other side of it. I feel like doing this is going to help me even more, like bring myself back. But I am seeing, like, coming out the other side of it. Like, things are settling down now, which is really, really good. And as I said, I will go through all my sleep stuff and what's been going on there in more detail in other videos. But yeah, like, Isla's tantrums were awful, and I was spending from like 6 o'clock at night to like 3 hours a night trying to put kids to bed and settle them, and I was just so exhausted, and I didn't have any time. I didn't have an evening because I was so knackered. It was going straight to bed. I had no evening. Me and Adam basically would have like no time, and like, give him his due. Like, I never know if he's going to be back from work for bedtime or not. He doesn't understand 9 to 5, so some days he could be back in time to help with bedtime. Sometimes he's not getting in from work till like 9, 10 o'clock himself, and give him his due. If he walks in when I'm in the middle of the bedtime, he just will take over before having his dinner, or before, you know, having a shower when he gets in, or anything like that. He will help out. But yeah, sometimes I get help, sometimes it's me doing everything, which, you know, I'm not complaining about that, because I always knew what my setup was going to be with his job. It's not, you know, always easy, but it's manageable. And, you know, we definitely got into a routine before this sleep stuff happened. So yeah, if people tell me or ask me what's harder, going from 0 to 1 or 1 to 2, I'm definitely going to say 1 to 2. It's been so much harder because it's double the guilt, really. You just feel guilty. There's 2 people to feel like you're letting down. There's 2 people to feel like you're not giving them 100% or all your attention. There's 2 people to stress you out and push you to the edge as well. Don't get me wrong, like, they are the 2 human beings that will push me over the edge. They're the 2 human beings that can pull me back at the same time. Yeah, I look back and I was like, it's really hard to say actually, because I had 2 different experiences. With Isla, I had her in lockdown, so it meant I had more time to focus on things like naps and routines. We moved in with my parents when she was 5 months old until she was 10, waiting for a house to be built. So I had an extra layer of a support network around me where, you know, I was living with, obviously Adam moved in. I had my sister living there and my mum and dad. So I had the odd person to help with bath time or bedtime, or help with do a bottle, or just do this where I could do that for a second. I definitely had more support, and I didn't actually feel as lonely, whereas sometimes it does get a bit lonely because I'm just here all day, and I just feel that all I'm doing at the moment, and it's not healthy and it needs to stop, is just nap, and I'm fearful of bedtime and I'm fearful of nap time, and I see nap time coming up and I think, oh my God. As I said, things have got better, things have got a lot better, but yeah, it's been so hard. Yeah, I guess it comes down to, I felt completely lost, like I completely lost myself in this phase, and I know everything is a phase and it will get better, but yeah, I can't even compose myself, really. It's hard, as well as it's good to talk about, it's hard to talk about because I don't really know what the words are to describe it, like the feeling of what I felt, because I am so full of love. Like, every day there is blissful moments. I look at my girls together and I see Isla making Elodie laugh, and Elodie's just such a happy baby, like, during the day, and she smiles and she's always happy and excited, and so excited for food, and loves watching Isla, and Isla's just such a character, and they're just brilliant. So it's not like I'm living my whole entire day feeling lost and alone and unappreciated, and you know, I feel the love, I feel the moments, I feel the gratitude, like I have all that during the day as well. I just having some really, really hard periods, like the hard periods are kind of overshadowing the good feelings, if that makes sense at the moment. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and just talk about that as a therapy session, and maybe you are listening to this and you're feeling exactly the same, and it's resonating with you, and just know you're not alone. We're all going through it. We all have those feelings, you know, we all have the anger and the low moods and feeling lost and things like that. But yeah, I hope this helps you in some way, and if it just, you know, makes you feel a little less alone in motherhood, that's great. I've done my job. I feel good. Yeah, so if you, I say, enjoyed this video, but I don't know if there's a video you can really enjoy, but if it resonated with you, if it reminded you of a bad time, if you're going through a bad time, please give it a like. Please comment, please go follow me on Instagram. My inboxes are always open if you ever want to talk, and I will see you guys in another video. Goodbye.